thank you to the leadership of the Houston Firefighter Relief and Retirement Fund. They reached out to me last fall, completely unsolicited, and said, you know, maybe, Mayor, it's time that we stopped fighting over pension and actually had a conversation. And they didn't just initiate a conversation, they actually put a proposal on the table. This came after 5 years of discussions and negotiations and butting heads over the firefighters' pension system. And so I'm appreciative of them stepping up and coming to me with this discussion. Sometimes leadership means you end up taking positions for the good of the city that you don't necessarily believe are the final answers. But I absolutely believe that the decision that I have made today and that the Firefighter Pension Board has made today are a step in the right direction and will help get us to the final appropriate answer. This is a 3-year agreement. It will cap expenditures by the city into the pension fund for those 3 years, and it will also ask the beneficiaries of the system, the future beneficiaries of the system, the existing Houston firefighters, to step up their contribution from the pension system, or for the pension system, from 9% to 12%. Absent this agreement, the City of Houston's pension contributions certainly over the next 3 years, but the next 20 years would never fall below 30% of payroll. And for the next 3 years would have been 33.6%, 32.9%, and 33.8%. So almost 34% of payroll for each of those years. This takes us back to the position that the city has been in for a very long time, and that is that we agreed that the appropriate level of taxpayer contributions into the pension system should be 2 times that of the firefighters. This fixes our payment. There's a transition year, the first year, but it fixes our position at 24% of payroll, and for the firefighters, 12% of their pay. So it resets the clock. It shows that we can actually have productive negotiations and the sky does not fall. And it positions the city, the pension, for the next administration to build on this new relationship and the new cooperation that we've achieved to figure out if there is a way to move forward to achieve real pension reform. I know it's asking a lot of existing Houston firefighters to contribute more of their take-home pay into the pension system. As you'll recall, we negotiated, or I negotiated, a pay increase for the firefighters. It was not adopted by the union, so it hasn't gone into effect. But I know, and they know, that they're underpaid relative to the market. And I don't want to shy away from that. But they're willing, in order to help stabilize this pension system, to put more of their money into the system, while allowing the city to reduce the amount of money from our side. There are going to be critics of the plan. I fully acknowledge that. I have had a very out-front public position wanting true pension reform. And in fact, I've gone to Austin for the last 2 sessions and stated that I believe in local control and shopped legislation mandating meet and confer for the firefighter pension. I still believe in local control. patrol. I still believe we ought to have all three of our pensions in a position where they can negotiate with the city of Houston, and we can come to an agreement here, and they vote on it, the city council votes on it, and we sign the deal and go on without having to go to Austin. But I haven't been able to get any traction up there, and having this deal allows us to take a step forward in unity. It allows us to better position ourselves for the future. It takes an existing pension that is 91% funded, and I want to be clear, when I talk about the firefighter pension being a pension in trouble, it's not because it's not funded, because we're at 91% funded today, and 3 years from now, under this plan, we're going to be at 95% funded. My concern has been that the rising costs of the pension are unsustainable over time for the city. And what we've achieved today is a recognition that we can talk about it, we can work on it, and that the firefighters have acknowledged that the cost of pensions to the city of Houston has become a financial burden, and they're doing their part to relieve that burden, at least for the next 3 years. I'm excited that they have found someone in the House and someone in the Senate to carry the bill. That was a responsibility that they took on, and I appreciate Representative Turner and Senator Whitmire being here with me today and agreeing to try to move the ball forward for us in Austin. Now, in addition to active firefighters contributing 3% more of their pay into the pension system, there were some other things that are in the deal.